Welcome to the Fantasy Fundamental Podcast.
Today we're doing the power rankings. We all have our own individual rankings, but that would take forever, so we have a consensus. We'll go over our consensus. None of us like the consensus because it's not our rankings. But if you want to see our rankings, we'll have them up on the Discord if you're a subscriber. Otherwise, you're going to have to deal with the consensus that none of us like. So, one, who we like?
Seahawks.
That is not the consensus.
Oh, we're only talking about that's who I like.
I like the Chiefs. Joe has the Packers at 1. Our consensus is the Chiefs. And I think that's fair. They're Super Bowl champs. They did lose this game. But if anything, I can see a narrative saying that just helps them. It just helps them. I mean, they were on a really high horse. And I think they just came down to earth a little bit.
Maybe.
So mathematically speaking, together we have them the highest rating, and I think it's fair. Number 2 is Packers. I mean, that's
You can't deny. I mean,
I had Packers 1 originally. I still think the Chiefs are a more balanced team. And Le'Veon Bell just signing with the Chiefs pushes that over the edge.
Yeah, that definitely helps a lot.
Because Le'Veon Bell's a good player to have 3.1 yards of carry on the Jets. I think the Kansas City's arguably better than the Steelers were when he was good. Better offensive line. I don't know. Maybe we see old Bell.
If he gets enough usage.
Yeah, I think they're going to use him as that gadget player, but that's just going to make him work hard for his stuff. I don't know if he's a great fantasy person, but I think he's going to be good in real life.
Oh, yeah.
So third, Seahawks. I mean, these 3 pretty much everybody has in one order, shape, or form. Seahawks are a good team. I think their defense is going to keep getting better.
Oh, with Wilson on a freaking MVP pace? Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't stop him.
I would put him 1.
And Metcalf just exploding.
He's not consistent.
Every game.
He's doing it.
Yeah, but just
doing it.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
Lockett. Okay,
what
we should discuss this when we talk about the games, but Lockett can only catch the ball when he's open.
No, I
Metcalf ain't got to be open.
I understand that. Metcalf, from what I see, Metcalf is only open because Lockett's he's clearing it out. He's drawing the coverage away from DK.
Yeah, but he's still
fine.
catching it even when he's not
DK
open, though.
is so reliant on so many things. He's a good fantasy player. He's getting the big points. He's doing. I'm just if I'm looking at it as a team perspective, DK is not a super threat because he's reliant on so many other things. While Lockett isn't. Like if I'm a defensive coordinator,
think you're wrong, but all right.
If I'm a defensive coordinator, all you got to do is have it safety over the top and just try to preach, coverage.
You don't think they've tried that?
Responsibility. No, I know. I say it,
You
but
do more and just go deep.
I'm just saying. DK is reliant on people to get him open because he can only get open through his legs.
No, that's all you need, your legs. You just outrun your other guy, you're open.
If you're in man, DK is really, really raw. He has got a physical talent, yes, but his ability to do stuff is not there yet. I didn't know he'd do this good.
Yeah,
that's why I took this
good.
Yeah, he's gonna continue to get better because he's so raw. But I don't know. I don't think that. I think he's really good because of Wilson.
Well, that certainly helps him.
I mean, you put him on 20 other teams and he's average at best. I think you swap him and AJ Brown. AJ Brown's a young guy. He would do just as well, if not better. I think if Higgins or Terry McLaurin was in DK's spot, I think they'd be even more. They'd be so much better than DK. I like DK. I'm not trying to bash on him. I'm just saying. But But no, they're a good team. I think their defense is going to continue to get better throughout the season, and that's why they're third. 4. 4 is the Rams.
Which I cannot believe you guys got the Rams that ranked that high because I didn't. Over the Bills and Steelers.
Yeah. I know they lost to the Bills, but I would still, they should have won that game. And this is a team that isn't quite playing right still. And they have.
You still think they're better than the Steelers, though?
Yeah.
Well, this is the thing.
Oh.
None of us have them ranked this high. Our consensus just ended up here because of other picks. So it's kind of weird.
I have them this high.
I have them at 5.
I have them at 4.
Oh, yeah, you do have them at 4.
Yeah. See, I don't have them until 7. That's why I was like, okay.
I mean, they haven't. Are they undefeated?
They lost 1.
Did they lose 1?
They lost 1.
Yeah, I mean, okay, they have 1 loss. They're doing what they got to do to win games.
I mean, with the players they have on that team, it's going to get better.
Yeah, I think it's high, but I think until someone makes them look bad, because even in their loss, they look good. Yeah. I mean, we expected them to be looking better, but they're still getting the win.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to rank them this high either, but I felt like they deserve it.
Yeah.
You know? So to round out the top 5, we have the Bills. The Bills looked silly.
They look bad.
But I don't think it's because they are bad. I think they just had a bad game.
Yeah, I don't think they're bad.
I mean, you look at the Titans, they looked fresh.
Well,
they looked rested.
The Bills just made a lot of mistakes. They get a lot of turnovers.
Yeah.
That's what did them in that game.
Yeah, so I'm not worried about the Bills unless I see it again. If this week I see the same thing from the Bills, I'm like, okay, let's come back down to earth on the Bills. We were really high on them. Now, maybe those were fluky opposed to these being fluky.
Which is where I feel bad for the Bills because they're facing the Chiefs this weekend. Yeah. That does not get easy for them.
You can lose a game and look good. You know what I mean? Look at the Broncos-Jets game. Everybody's like, oh, the Broncos, man, they look good. Even though, he had 2 pick sixes, 3 interceptions. Everybody said that Rippon outplayed Darnold. So his stat line was worse, but you could just look at something and say, they look good. Mm-hmm. So as long as they can lose looking good, I'm not worried about the Bills. If they can pull out a win with the Chiefs, I really don't know where to rank the Bills.
Yeah, because that would give the Chiefs back-to-back losses.
So it's like, Titans beat the crap out of them. If they beat if they beat the Chiefs, then it's like, I don't know where to put them. But I think that's a good spot for now. I think the Bills could be a very good team. So,
they're still going to be in the playoffs. They're still going to be good.
Yeah. 6, Steelers. Now, I think the Steelers are a good team. I think it's still pretty high for them.
Yeah. I have them right here at 6. I wanted to put them a little lower, but the other teams, I just felt like I had to put them higher.
Well, the thing is, the Steelers are unbeaten. Yeah. So until they prove that they can lose, which could happen this week.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's hard to put an undefeated team this low to begin with. And they haven't had easy talent. They haven't had easy games to win. They haven't had super difficult games to win, but they're undefeated. So I don't know. I want to see them. Beat a good team. I think they're capable of it, though.
Yeah, that's where the division comes in. I like seeing what they do with Browns, Ravens. Yeah. That's going to be the test, I think, for the Steelers. See if we drop them down or not.
Yeah, number 7, surprising that it's this low. Is the Titans. I have the Titans 4th. They're an undefeated team. They made the Bills look silly.
They did. They also had 2 weeks to prepare.
Yeah, I understand that. But it's also really early in the season.
It is.
So they had, 2 games? And then they sat out for 2 weeks? Or a week?
No, they had 3 games. Sat out.
They have 3 games. Okay.
And then came back last week. But.
All right. So I guess they were a little in football shape before that. Those first couple games, though, you're not at full football shape, and I didn't know if they got there. They look good. I'm just surprised at how their offense is running. I said last week that I think this time off gave their offensive coordinator their ability to look back at their offense because they're throwing the ball so well, and I think they just do more of that, and that's exactly what they did. They threw a ball a lot.
Yeah.
and they looked very good.
Tannehill, he's in sync with his receivers.
Yeah. So Brown's back. I mean, they get Corey Davis back, and I think they're going to be pretty good passing offense, which really blows my mind, to be completely honest.
He kind of does.
I think Derrick Henry's hard to bring down. He's not running over people. He's not making a big play, but he's a threat that they're using to exploit the passing game. So 8 Ravens.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a fair spot. The Ravens are.
It's good defense.
They're a good team.
And an offense that can put up a lot of points.
They're a good team, but
they're not a good team. I don't see a lot of team effort on that offense. I see a lot of Jackson doing whatever he wants.
Yeah, on his legs.
Because you don't see Ingram getting his money. You don't see Dobbins getting his.
No, that team, that's what I'm saying. I think it's a fair spot for them because they're one of those teams that play really good in the season, and then you go to the postseason, and they're not going to make it very far.
No.
I mean, they'll be lucky to get past wildcard weekend. They're just not. The quarterback isn't smart enough to throw into coverage, and when you play teams in the playoffs, that's a good defense, and they're not going to over pursue on your legs. But if you play average to bad teams, yeah, you can put up 50 points. It's just they're one of those teams that look good in the season, and then they make it to the postseason, and they're not very good.
That, and when you face those teams with a better defense, they're going to have that linebacker as a quarterback spy. His job is going to be to watch where Jackson goes.
Mm-hmm. They have to.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything. I mean,
he's not going to rip off a freaking 20-yard run.
Well, to be devil's advocate, you have a linebacker versus Jackson one-on-one. You think that's good? Do you really think he's going to? No, he's on
a linebacker.
I'm just saying that quarterback can just juke him out and be gone. You have to do multiple things. You have to design some kind of a defense to keep them in check. Yes, and they can do that. It's just not that simple. Hey, you watch that guy. All right. That's like saying, I'll guard Tyreek Hill.
I'm just saying I'll put a spy out there. I didn't say he was going to freaking tackle him every time.
No.
But the other defenders will be like, oh, okay, he's going here. We got to go after him too.
But yeah, you can do like, contains and force him to juke into the inside where your help is and things of that nature. So, I mean, you're right.
I'm not saying, it's Jackson versus the linebacker and that's it.
Right.
There's help out there.
So 9 and 10 are kind of funny to me. I'm pretty upset on the way that it actually played out.
Yeah, it should probably.
Because it should be the inverse, in my opinion. So I don't know why it's not, but it is what it is. Number 9 is the Buccaneers. They're a playoff team. They're a good team. I have no problem with them being 9. I have a problem with number 10 being underneath them in a consensus. But yeah, they're a good team. I mean, I think the more time that group has together and getting wide receiver back eventually. Is he even back yet?
I believe he's back this week, Godwin.
Yeah, I don't know. Last I heard, he was possibly playing.
I'm pretty sure he's coming back this week. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Ronald Jones, he's playing at another level.
Yeah, he's
I think Fournette kind of scared him. He's like, I got to keep this job.
But he has to keep doing it, though.
Yeah. As long as he keeps doing it, I ain't going to mind. I got Jones on my fantasy team, and he's helping me out.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the bottleneck there is Tom Brady, actually. I think there's an argument to be made that if you just...
I think if Winston was back there, it'd be a little better.
That's what I'm saying. I think
better with Winston?
I think it would be.
It's the biggest...
I think they'd have at least one more win if he was.
Really?
I do.
I think they'd have about 5 more interceptions, though.
Oh, yeah, they definitely would. And they probably would have had a really horrible loss as one of their losses, but they would have won one more game.
Well, that and Tom Brady and his Alzheimer's that last game.
Yeah, that looked bad.
It's 4th down now, right? Oh, I didn't take my meds. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I don't know. At 10, we have the Patriots, and I just think they're a more rounded team.
Yeah,
but in our defense, though, when we did this, we weren't sure when Cam was coming back either.
Yeah, but it's still
back this week.
I mean, yeah, Cam's supposed to be back this week, but
yeah, the Patriots, I just think they're not as explosive on offense, is probably why the Buccaneers end up getting a higher ranking because offense is sexy.
Yeah,
it's just that simple.
But they're good at containing it.
So, 11 is the Browns. Now,
I think it's been ranked this high in 20 years, 30 years.
I have them 8th, but I'm trying not to swing back too far. I've been really hard on the Browns all year, and they're a good team. I mean, they played like a team. I watched a kicker who had no chance to make a tackle. None. Run as hard as he could, about 30 yards, to get blindside blocked, to get right back up and keep running at a guy that's already passed him. So that whole team is just playing like they want it.
They have the players to do it.
I think if they just keep playing with that amount of effort, they're going to get better. I mean, Odell has been catching the ball. Now, I will gladly lose that because all the data I have is that Odell catches around 50%. So, I don't know. He started playing. I knew he could catch. I just figured he didn't care.
I think just the whole team alone is just, they're all gelling together now.
Yeah, honestly.
I don't know what their problems been the last
just needs to continue to play what he's doing right now. He needs to keep doing that.
Yeah, that's hard, though. Baker's really the bottleneck of that offense.
Yeah.
I don't even know why, because he's struggling to be accurate. You know? And that
Which is weird because he's got the talent. I mean,
it's kind of like he's just got too much energy or something.
Yeah, he's all cracked out. No, his big thing and the reason why I liked him in the draft is he was really accurate. I was like, this is like another Drew Brees. Doesn't have a big arm, but he's got a good arm. You know, he's just really accurate. And all I see in games now is an inaccurate quarterback. Mm-hmm. He's got better legs than I thought. He throws deeper and faster than I thought, but the one thing I really liked about him is his biggest downfall. So I don't know. I think the Browns are a good team. I've been saying this for 2 weeks. That offense, the way that offense runs. Now, Chubb is an amazing running back, but Kareem Hunt just fits it better. He does. He just is a better fit for that system, and Chubb's hurt. I think you're going to see a very good running game. I mean, Chubb was all right. He's trying to be a Derrick Henry. He had the most yards after contact last year.
Yeah, he's a great running back.
He's a great running back. I just think Kareem Hunt fits the system better, and we're going to see more of them. So, I don't know. Browns are a good team at 11. 12 is the Saints. Now, I might be too low on the Saints, but I have no idea how they're this high. I have no clue. What do you guys see from the Saints that I don't see? I see a bad team.
It's not that bad of a team. They're having trouble right now, but it's not that bad of a team.
I mean, do you really think Michael Thomas comes in and changes that offense? Because right now,
it helps it a lot.
Yeah.
They're not ranked.
Their offense 3-2. They're still leading their division.
And they did it all without the number one receiver.
And they did it without Thomas. Now, mind you, they had to run Kamara as a workhorse.
Yeah, and he did it. But now you're going to get him back, so you don't have to rely on him as much, and it makes this offense just a lot more open.
I suppose. I don't think they're a good team.
I'm still waiting to see, though.
I think Breeze holds them back.
I'm still trying to figure out why is Breeze not hooking up with Sanders more?
Yeah.
Emmanuel Sanders came on the team as
Did he just get like 12 catches last game?
Yeah, one game. But that was his only one.
He's also 50 years old. I'm surprised he did that again. Sanders is a good guy. He's a good wide receiver.
Yeah, he's okay.
I mean, he runs a good route. He's got good hands. I just don't think the Saints have shown enough to be ranked 12th. They're not ranked 12th in any category. So I think that's extremely high.
Don't you really think any of those teams that we ranked below them?
Yeah,
I do.
I do.
You think the Colts can beat the Saints?
I think the Colts can beat the Saints.
I don't think the Colts can beat the Saints. No. It's a good defense, but that offense is not going to be able
I think the Saints' defense is bad enough to where the Colts can actually move the ball. And I think the Saints offense is not good enough to move the ball against the Colts defense.
Defense is not that bad.
Colts defense
Colts defense
even
is ranked first in
missing
the league.
people. Saints
Colts
defense isn't that bad.
The Colts defense is top tier.
It is top tier, but
And the Saints offense is middle of the pack.
how many points do you think the Saints would score on the Colts?
I think they could get 3 touchdowns, 2 field goals.
You think the Colts?
I think
can
the
score
Colts
that many points.
I don't think the Colts or the Saints could score that many points. No.
I just asked you if the Saints could score. You said they could score 3 touchdowns.
You said the
and 2
Colts. You asked me how many Colts points.
I meant Saints.
All right. Well, I don't think the Saints could beat the Colts. No.
I don't think the Colts could put up 3 touchdowns and 2 field goals on the Saints.
Not with their offense. Their offense is 18
Who the Colts played? They played decent defenses. I'm not saying their offense is prolific. It's not. But the Saints' defense is not very good.
They played the Jags, the Vikings, the Jets, the Bears, and the Browns.
Yeah. Those are all, except for the
most points they
Except for
put
the
up was
Jets.
against
Except for
the
the-
Jets, which was 36.
Yeah, I understand. I'm saying that's the only bad defense. Browns, good defense. Vikings, it's a good defense. Better than the
It's
Saints.
Not that good of
It's
a
better than the
defense.
Saints. So how many
I'll
points
look
did
at
they,
it, but I'm not sure.
how many points did they put up on the Vikings?
28.
Okay. I don't think the Saints can put up that many points against that top tier defense. That's all I'm just saying. I think
Vikings
it's high.
gave up like a record amount of points in the first 3 weeks.
I think it's high. I think it's fair if you want to put them in the top teens or something, but I don't know. I don't have the Saints very high. I need to see more from them. I like the Colts, who we have at 13, better than them. And the Colts offense is not good. I get that. But they'll figure something out as long as Phillip Rivers doesn't just implode.
Do you think this team makes the playoffs?
The Colts?
Yeah.
I think the Colts make the playoffs.
I have trouble with that.
The number 1 defense in the NFL will make at least a wild card, yeah.
I guess they did expand it once, so yeah, but I don't know.
Yeah. So, if they just let 30 teams in the playoffs, the Jets have a shot.
No, they
No,
don't.
they wouldn't make it.
No, they still don't have. No.
All right. Yeah, so 13, we have the Colts. We kind of touched on them a little bit. 14 is the Panthers. I think every week Matt Rule gets better. Their defense is good. I know it's hard to keep moving them up, but I could see the Panthers beating the Saints.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll find
I
out
can
here
see that.
soon, but
They'll have
that's-
McCaffrey back. At least they should.
Yeah, Mike Davis is doing just fine.
Yeah, but McCaffrey
Honestly-
is better.
Honestly, from what I saw and the financials and all things considered, I'd probably trade McCaffrey. If I was a GM, save that much money. I mean, Mike Davis looks great. I would run McCaffrey real hard until this week and next week if he's back. And I would say, okay, what's the difference between these two guys?
That was the most ridiculous thing I've heard all day.
I'm surprised I don't have boots on. Shit is getting so deep in here.
Uh-huh.
Well, honestly,
You would take Davis over McCaffrey. I'm not saying Davis ain't good.
There's a reason why good teams don't pay money to a running back.
But did that running back get
I was waiting.
1,000 yards rushing and 1,000 yards receiving?
Mike Davis is on track to being over that.
You won't get close. Give him a full season. You won't get close.
He's averaging like.
I don't
Are
care
you
what he's
kidding me?
averaging
Davis
through
is good,
2
but he's no
weeks.
McCarthy.
He's played 2 weeks.
Okay. So did McCaffrey. Played 2 weeks.
Yeah, he also played last year.
Quadrupled his numbers in 2 weeks.
Okay.
I'm just saying, 2 weeks, quadrupled the numbers.
You can't count the first couple weeks of the season because everybody was
worried
screwed
about
up then.
I'm just saying, I would be looking at this as a GM like, maybe we got something here with Mike Davis. Now, if McCaffrey's that much better, because you got to remember, this is a system fit. It's a different system. McCaffrey benefited from the last one. Maybe he doesn't from this one. We don't know yet. There's not enough data. I'm just saying, I would run him and I would reevaluate the situation because it's a lot of money. Running backs are getting a lot of money now. $14 million a year. That's a top end corner. That's a good piece on your team. And if you can get 80% of the production at like $1.5 million, $2 million, I think you take it. Because Mike Davis looks really good.
Okay.
So,
which means more than likely they're probably going to try to trade Davis instead of.
Well, this is the thing. This is the whole argument. If you're going to save $10 million a year by going with this player over this player, because this player is so much better, then let's see it. McCaffrey's healthy, right? If we run him all year, somewhere in the season, we're going to have that game where he just looks like he's way better. I'm just saying, yeah, it's 2 weeks. I get it. I understand. But in those 2 weeks, he's fifth as fantasy. Fifth among running backs. If you only look at those 2 weeks, he's got 2 20+ yards break runs. He's not getting that many carries. He's got a 5 yard per carry average. He's got the longest yard after contact
in the last 2 weeks.
In the last 2 weeks.
So he went up against the Falcons and the Cardinals.
I understand that. I'm just saying he looks good. That's it. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying he looks good. So McCaffrey is so much better. So, man, McCaffrey should be so much better. I don't think it. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think you are.
Okay, that's fine. You want to somehow put this on the board?
I don't know how you put this on the board.
I don't know, but I think I think Mike Davis is a good running back.
You think he takes the job over this year?
I think he should, but he won't. No, no, he won't.
Yeah.
But he just fits that system really well. McCaffrey doesn't.
Maybe, but even McCaffrey not fitting that system is still better than Mike Davis fitting that system.
But everything I was saying was his running ability. Those are things that McCaffrey's didn't look good at the first 2 weeks he played.
Okay. He'll fix it.
The bad thing Mike Davis can't do is catch. He's got 30 catches. He's got 2 touchdowns. I think that becomes McCaffrey. I think this becomes possibly a split backfield. That's all I was trying to get to.
80-20 at most.
That's all I'm trying to get to. I just don't think McCaffrey runs nearly as much as he did last year.
Well, he hasn't been doing that. And they said they don't want him to run. He ran, 99% of the plays last year?
Yeah,
it was something ridiculous like
I'm
that,
just saying.
But it'll still be above 80.
I'm just saying, with him averaging 5 yards a carry, he probably will run most of the time. And McCaffrey will go out on the routes. I'm trying to softly say, which is going to anger America.
What kind of a split do you see?
I see McCaffrey being either a situational or third down back.
So he's not the featured primary back.
Well, I'm not saying
so. What's the split?
Probably 70-30 at first until McCaffrey gets his feet back. And then it probably goes to 80-20, maybe. But I'm saying it passing downs, it's all McCaffrey. But I'm saying running downs, it's probably 60-40. I think Davis takes over 60% of the rushes.
I don't think so.
McCaffrey had never had even close to 5 yards a carry this year. He's only had like 4 runs that were 5 yards.
Okay.
Mike Davis
played 2 games. He played one against the Raiders, in which we all, I think, can agree that Matt Rule completely used him wrong in that game because he didn't really use him at all.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But he also had a lot of carries and looked really bad.
Okay.
I'm just saying, Mike Davis's weight is why he fits that system. They don't want a Tariq Cohen finesse guy. I know McCaffrey's a lot more than that. I'm not trying to disrespect him. I'm just saying. I think they use Mike Davis as running the ball and McCaffrey as the pass down and the utility back. I don't know how much the utilization is going to be. I'm just saying you should prepare for it.
I don't think you need to.
Because Matt Rule doesn't need McCaffrey. So he's not going to say, the entire offense now is going to go through McCaffrey because he's healthy. No, I think he just doesn't really use him as much.
Maybe not the first week.
I'm just saying, if I had this information before the year started, McCaffrey would be ranked 5th or 6th in my rankings. Because I think a lot of his volume goes away. That's all I'm trying to get to is fantasy relevant information. We should save this for the player section. You just got really upset when I said. But I've been saying it's a possibility. Panthers are a really good team. I think they're going to keep trending upward. They're 14th. I had them lower than that, but I think the Panthers are going to continue to get better. 15, the Raiders.
The Raiders. Looking good right now.
They looked good last week.
Yeah, I'm not.
Ruggs 118 yards, 2 touchdowns.
They finally got
only
him
had
back
2
and
catches.
He came out. Yeah.
This is where I pretty much had them ranked. I like the Raiders. I just can't rely on them to be consistent from week to week. That's my biggest issue. Are we?
They're trending upward, but I don't think they're a playoff team yet.
No, I think what I saw last week is their potential. Problem is they're not very consistent on hitting that potential. I think this team has become so reliable on Gruden and play calling against the other team that you see a really good Raiders team or a not so good one. And until
I think it'll start to even out more.
I'm hoping. I was big on the Raiders preseason, and I can't trust them. They're like I don't know. They're like that fantasy guy that either gets 100 points or 0, and I just don't even want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with it. I think they're a good team. They have good potential, but they have to win more than one game in a row.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a fair spot for them. I think potentially they could be around 10th. 9th.
It's fair
10th.
enough. I mean, they're middle of the pack. It's about right where we got them.
But they could also be, 23rd. So I don't know. We'll see how this year goes with them. 16, our consensus rank is the 49ers, which I disagree with. But I think they're a good team. I said a couple weeks ago, I think they could be a playoff team. And I think they could be.
They will be a playoff team.
Okay. I think they're a solid team.
Now, if Garoppolo keeps throwing the way he did.
But yeah, Garoppolo looked bad. He got
Don't
benched.
take much away from that. He was still injured, and he did look bad. So maybe he looked too bad to where, he did get benched. But I'm not that worried.
I've never been high on Garoppolo all year, though.
Oh no,
I don't think Garoppolo's
really.
that great.
But it's not Garoppolo; it's the people around him. It's that running attack that they use so well, and it's Kittle on the receiving end, and then what the receivers do after the catch.
I don't know. I was very disappointed. They lost the game where they had.
But yet, a good quarterback raises his receivers up. Brady did in New England. Aaron Rodgers is doing it right now.
No, his receivers are raising him up. And they're going behind that defense, which is a good defense, which I think makes this a good team.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Garoppolo is nowhere near an Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady, but
no, but he's a competent quarterback.
He's
no.
He doesn't lose the game for him, at least.
No, he's competent.
But,
this team should be better.
It should be, yes.
Oh, okay. So they played a good team in Philly, right? Eagles are a pretty good team. They lost. Arizona's not the best team. They lost. They lost. So who did they beat? Who did they? The Jets and the Giants?
All of their players?
I'm just saying they've only beat the Jets and the Giants, who are arguably 32 and 31. So all they've done to prove to me is that they could be 30th. That's what they could be. I'm not saying they are. I'm just saying those are the teams that they beat.
Yeah.
Everybody else, they have 2-3 losses too.
Yeah. But they were missing people in those games.
So
they had no offense.
Why do certain teams get credit for this and other teams don't?
It's the same.
The Steelers had most of their team gone last year. They still went on a tear.
That was last year, though.
I'm talking about this year.
And I put the Steelers up high because they're good.
I know. I'm just saying it happens. Some teams. I understand you lost your quarter. They had him back. They had Kittle back. They had their quarterback back. They had their running back
really
back.
Bad against the Dolphins, but I don't think this is a terrible team.
We'll find out this week. They play the Rams, so now they're actually going to start playing somebody good. So we'll see if the 49ers.
Well, that's the thing.
Good.
I think people are. I think
the Rams will win that.
I think you're both are too low on the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins are good. I don't know if they're 43-17 better than the Niners.
No, that's just Fitzmagic.
But I'm just saying the Niners haven't done anything to show that they're good. There's been nothing really to prove that they're actually a good team. In our head, we're like, hey, the Niners are good. I think they could be a playoff team. I think they could be good. But right now, they have shown nothing.
I think they'll make
you
the
could be right.
playoffs.
Some of that 49ers ranking, I mean, they did come off a Super Bowl. So
Okay.
we might be got them a little higher than what they should be.
Their schedule right now, can you say they beat the Rams? Because I
No.
can't. How about the Patriots? I
No.
can't. How about Seattle? I can't. What about Packers? I
No.
can't. What about the Saints?
No.
Maybe. We'll
No.
give them a win there.
They
We'll
get
give them a
two
win
of
there.
those.
They play the Rams again. They beat the Rams again? Think they split?
They can probably
We'll
split.
go ahead
They'll
and give them
probably-
we'll give them a win there too. Then they play Buffalo. Think they beat the Bills?
Nope.
Yeah, I don't see that either. What about
They might beat
Washington?
the Bills.
Yes, they could be Washington.
Okay, Washington. So now that total of 5 wins, right? Then they play Dallas.
Dallas is going to win that game.
Okay, let's say they beat Dallas. That's 6 wins. They play. I'm just saying.
All right.
Then you play Arizona. Let's say they split Arizona. So now they're at 7 wins. Last game of the season, Seahawks. Can they get in the playoffs at 7 wins?
So at
They'll
best
have
they're at
more
7
than-
and
I
9?
think
No,
they'll
they
have
don't go to
more than
playoffs.
7.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're not going to the playoffs.
No.
I thought they were a better team, and right now I can't put money on that because they have shown nothing to me. They beat the Jets. Woo! They beat the Jets. They beat the Giants. That's nothing. They lost to Arizona. They lost to the Eagles. They lost to the Dolphins. They're going to lose a bunch of these games coming up on their schedule.
I'm not saying they're a great team. I just don't think they're terrible.
Well, I'll tell you what they're not. 16th overall. That's what they're not. I like the Niners. I'm just saying. I think this is really high for them. I think there's a chance. There's a better chance they're a bad team than they end up being a good team.
I think they'll figure it out.
I hope so. They
better figure it out soon.
Yeah, they have a tough stretch coming up between the Packers and the Seahawks and the Rams. Like those next 3 games, they lose those 3 games, they're 2-5. I don't think their aspirations are big. And
No. I mean, I don't see them going to the Super Bowl.
No, I don't think they're making the
not even
playoffs. I mean,
close.
like you said,
I
they got
think they'll-
Seahawks and Rams in that division.
yeah, I don't think they make the playoffs.
I think they
either.
might make a wild card.
No.
I don't think so.
So Chargers 17. I like the Chargers. I think as long as Tyrod's not their quarterback, like I said, week 1, hey, they're a good team now.
They are looking
They're
better.
better.
They are looking good.
They're looking real good. I think this is a modest ranking for them, and give them 2 more weeks, and I think the general consensus of the Chargers start moving up. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think their defense is solid. I think their offense is solid. So I think this is a fair spot for them at this time. 17.
For now, yeah.
So 18 Bears.
Yep. Bears.
Great defense.
Yeah.
Tremendous defense.
Mm.
When they're healthy, that defense is tough.
Yeah, I had the Bears at 15. I think the Bears are better now that Doofus is not their quarterback.
Foles has played worse than Trubisky.
I don't care.
They played the same amount of time, but he's played worse.
I don't care. Trubisky's
put up
I don't think the Bears are going to
points.
win with either one of those quarterbacks. They
think-
got to depend on that defense.
I don't think this offense is better with
And
Foles. I think
Montgomery
it's
hasn't
better
been
with
worth a darn this
Trubisky,
year.
but I don't think it makes either of them makes it a great team. It's the defense that makes this team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Neither quarterback's good. Montgomery hasn't played well. Robinson, I mean, for some
Montgomery's
reason,
not that
with two
bad.
bad
What comes
quarterbacks.
to him.
Yeah. With 2 bad
Montgomery
quarterbacks,
hasn't played bad.
He hasn't played great.
I don't
but
think he's
mean,
played up to where he's been drafted in fantasies. All these fantasy owners wanted him so much higher, and I don't think he's lived up to those expectations.
Well, I think a lot of the people that took him in fantasy was a little naive on that offense to begin with.
Well, he's a top 24, ain't he?
Fair enough. I will say this. In my opinion, the Bears offense is just way better than I thought they'd be.
Really?
So everybody else
wasn't
is like,
really that bad last year.
yeah, they weren't good.
No, but it wasn't really that bad, and they didn't get worse.
I just didn't think that their offense would be as good as they are. So to me, it's surprising. So
Montgomery for the season, he is 18th among running backs, fantasy point wise.
That's above where I put him.
But that's Henderson's been coming on with the Rams, just below him. Melvin Gordon's now back off his injury. They're just below him. Ronald Jones has been running good. He's just below him. James Conner.
well, a lot of these players this year just missed time.
Mm-hmm.
Like even James Conner's missed a game. So
that's what I'm saying. You get these guys, if they would have played all.
Yeah, it's so hard to get
Montgomery.
consistency at the running back position that you just have one huge game and you can jump it. I mean, but I think
the rookie Antonio Gibson in Washington, only 3 points less than Montgomery on fantasy point wise. So
yeah, and that offensive line is terrible.
Yeah.
So
I don't think Montgomery's no.
So I think it's a fair spot for him. I think the Bears are a solid team. I don't think they're gonna be bad or good. I think
but that defense.
They're 8-8.
Give them a wild card.
Yeah,
they're an 8-8, maybe 9-7 team.
I can see 9-7, maybe 10-6, sneaking out a win like they did against the Buccaneers. Sneak out something with that defense.
Yeah. Number 19, we have the Cardinals. I understand the Cardinals are like super sexy, but I have no idea how you both have them ranked that high.
They aren't playing bad right now.
Yeah, but they're not gonna like win a bunch of games. Their defense is
it's getting a little bit better. It's not good, but it is getting better.
I can see them maybe going 9-7 this year, but I think just missing the wild card.
No,
it's the offense.
No, they're not. They're not there yet. I think they're moving in the right direction. They look better than they did last year. I mean, last year I tried to be ballsy and make a bunch of money, and I said, "Oh yeah, they're going to be great." And everyone laughed at me. They're going to lose every game, and I'm like, "No, they'll be great." And they looked good last year compared to being the worst team in the league, which is what they were placed at across the board. I put money on them to make the playoffs because it paid 12,000 to 1. I was like, I'll put money on that. So I've been a Cardinals fan. I think they're trending upward. They look good. I just don't think they're there yet. I think they're lucky to be 8-8. Honestly. 20 to me, or 19 to me is a little high. I think they're an okay team. They're fun to watch.
Yeah.
They're really, but anything else?
I think we'll see what the Cardinals can do this week. They got
Cowboys.
A pretty easy defense to make that offense look a little bit better.
Yeah. We'll get to the Cowboys when we get to the Cowboys.
We're going to get to them.
20, we have the Vikings.
Losing Cook.
That's a little bit higher for me, but
that's a little low for me. Not huge. I had them at 18, so 2 spots low. It's a little low for me, mainly for the 2 that we talked before. I think they're better than those. I've been really hard on the Vikings this whole year. They're not a bad team. I think the defense is underperforming, but I think they have the talent to be better than they are. I think the offense is underperforming, but they have the ability to be there.
Well, it's not a reliable offense.
No, it's
Cousins,
not.
Especially without Cook.
I think Madison will be all right. He's not a Cook.
Though. Yeah.
It's not like a...
You take that away, you have to rely a little bit more on Cousins. That's a little worrisome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been hard on Cousins. I think they're all right. I mean, this is about where I had them. I had them at 18. I think they're a team that could get 9 wins. I don't know if they'll get there, but I can see them getting 9 wins.
Oh, that'd be tough.
Yeah.
Well, the last 2 teams we talked about, I was like saying 8-8. I just see this team as getting like 9 wins. That's why I had them.
I think the team that we got ranked 21st is better than that.
The Lions?
Yep.
Lions are 21.
I don't think
Lions have a lot of issues. They're not the Vikings are all around more complete. They might have more issues or be less consistent, whatever, but they have the talent wise, they're just all around more complete. Lions have tons of holes. They have like really good players and then like really bad players and then a system that doesn't really utilize their players properly.
I don't know. I think you come out there. I
like the Lions. I thought they'd do better than they're doing now. But I think 21 is about where they should be. I mean, I had the Lions 22nd. You guys both had them 21.
I got them 21. Yeah.
Yeah. So we all have them right
above the
there.
Vikings.
I don't.
But only by 1 spot. I'm not saying the Lions are going to go out and blow them out. I think to be competitive, but I think the Lions just got a little bit more talent. I think they got a better quarterback, Kenny Galladay. I think
It's a better receiver.
Yeah, I think it's hard to evaluate the Lions because they haven't had their best player, Galladay.
Maybe.
Because Galladay will open up a lot of things on that offense.
Well, Jones hasn't really done much for that team this year.
Yeah, well,
when Galladay was out, we thought Jones would step up, and
he's getting old. I think he's a solid number 2 at this stage of his career, but he can't be the number 1 anymore. There was a
Amendola
period.
Looks better. I think Amendola is a better number 2 there than
that was a little
Jones.
Weird.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of the slot underneath stuff, but I think Amendola. Yeah, we'll see. I like the Lions. I think they should be better than they are, but this is about what they are. It's 21.
Yeah.
All right. Call it, Joe.
Number 22, America's favorite team, the Cowboys. Their favorite, whether you love them or you love to hate them, you watch them.
If they're playing,
and there's a reason for that. Andy Dalton behind the helm. Everybody's already counting the Cowboys out. The defense is getting better. Van Der Esch is coming back this week, which is going to help that defense. Dalton took the Bengals 5 straight playoff games with the Bengals, who the only offensive weapon he had there was AJ Green in his prime. You tell me now you got Dalton with all these weapons? Watch the Cowboys start trending upward.
Upward.
All right, so
I know where else to go.
my thoughts on the Cowboys. Dak Prescott was on track for 7,400 yards. The record is 5,480, something like that.
Something that Drew Brees threw a few years back.
Yeah, that's almost a third on top of the record. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And I say that to say this. Dak Prescott looked terrible the whole year. I'm sorry, I had to say it. That guy could not throw an accurate ball. He missed people all the time. His legs bought him a lot of stuff. He wasn't terrible. He's not playing like a bad quarterback. He was solid. I'm just saying his accuracy was not that good.
I saw him throw some dimes.
Yeah, go rewatch the Browns game.
Yeah, he had a couple dimes in that one.
Yeah, he had about 12 that were way off.
Yeah, so do a lot of other quarterbacks.
There's a lot of quarterbacks who don't do that. You know who else? Do you know who else was around 10? The guy we talked about for the Browns that is inaccurate. So just because Dak Prescott gets 500 yards doesn't mean he wasn't inaccurate the whole game. Just because you have a wide receiver that has 9 feet, a 9-foot hand, who could just dive and catch a ball that's 10 yards away, doesn't mean it was a good pass. Dak Prescott was terrible. I think the Cowboys are better now that he's gone.
Do you ever hear the words that come out of your mouth?
You think they're better?
Terrible. Did anybody ever accuse Dak Prescott of being one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the league?
No,
nobody's ever said that. Therefore, we already know that that's not why they like Dak Prescott. But when a man can throw 500 yards, 4 touchdowns, plus get all that with his legs, he had so many opportunities this year for coming from behind victories. He kept the Cowboys in all those games. You can't be that hard on him.
I think Dalton can do that.
I'm hoping Dalton can do that.
I don't know if Dalton can do the legs.
Yeah,
stuff.
No, he can't do that.
Dalton's not going to be able to skip that pocket like that.
Yeah, that really
hurts the whole team.
I mean, if he does 2 or 3 yards, he doesn't have the speed for that.
That's a talent that's really powerful. I don't know if Dalton's going to have that type of help.
It helps Zeke,
but if they had a better quarterback, this offense should be first in all categories. I think Dak was just. I don't know, man. I think I'll have to see it. But Dak, when I watch this, if it was on a different team, he might not have a job. But because he's on the Cowboys and there's so much talent he gets it.
Well, yeah, he wouldn't have a job if he was with the Jets.
Throw up that 50-50 ball with sub-perfect talent.
Well, that's why you throw that ball when you know you've got the guy that can go out and get it.
No. Dak throws the ball and he's got 2 monsters to fight for it. Go somewhere else. Throw up that 50-50 ball. It's a pick. Dak Prescott's numbers are as good as they are because every single person on the field is a superstar. And I think Dalton's going to look good. And people will be like, wow, he looks good. Yeah, he's always been on a bad team with one guy. Now he's on a good team with multiple weapons. I think this might be his like career year, and he's got 5 games that he hasn't even played. I'm just saying.
I think he's going to have a career.
I'm just saying. I think potentially the Cowboys are a better team without Dak Prescott. If they can band together, use that as momentum to be like, let's do this for Dak.
All right. Say the Cowboys go to the playoffs.
Okay.
What does Dalton do?
In the playoffs?
What does he do in the playoffs? Does he get a win? Does Dalton get a win?
His name's Dalton.
If the Cowboys make it to the playoffs.
If they will. They'll win the division.
Little Andy, you going to get one?
Dalton will get them a win in the playoffs. The Cowboy curse would be broken.
I want that on the board. If the Cowboys make the playoffs, Dalton wins.
At least one game.
One game. I don't think he wins one game.
Oh, I'm with Jay on this one. Hell yeah.
I don't think he does.
Then we want that on the board.
I'll put it on the board.
So then we'll put it on the board for you.
All right.
All right.
He thinks the curse continues. So yeah, you think the curse stands?
I think the curse stands.
I think the curse is only valid when Jerry Jones chooses the quarterback.
Didn't he sign Dalton?
Yeah,
that's true. Your argument doesn't pay there,
yeah. All right. No, I have him ranked this low too. I just think there's potential.
There's a lot of potential.
This team is just a big ball of potential, and it's just
if
rolling.
Just gets that defense on the same page.
They really need that.
It's a snowball that's just
secondary,
rolling.
They look lost.
Yeah.
If they can start getting those plays, oh my God, that team's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, the defense is terrible, but
like I said, it gets better this week though with Van Der Esch coming back. He's a monster. I love you, Van Der Esch. The old double nickel, baby, watch.
23 is the Eagles.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. The Eagles are a pretty good ball of potential as well. They're just not putting it together. I think Wentz needs to go.
I don't think he needs to go.
I think he does too. Wentz.
If we're ready, if you're ready to give up on players like Sam Darnold, Daniel Jones.
I'm not ready to give up on him.
That's the general consensus of all the people.
Yeah, those people.
I think it's time for Wentz to go. That's all I'm saying.
I don't think so.
I think it is too.
Wentz does not.
The Eagles did better when Wentz was injured. I mean, when Foles was at quarterback, they win a Super Bowl. Wentz comes back, they can barely win games.
Yeah, but he was on an MVP year that year. He probably would have won it if he'd have finished the year. He'd missed, the last 3-4 games? He was playing MVP level. And then he misses the playoffs. Yeah, Foles got it done, but that team was doing good, and Wentz was playing very, very well.
There's a lot of quarterbacks that had that one amazing year.
Yeah, I think
you really can't go on that.
I think we're currently witnessing Lamar Jackson's future.
I mean, Lamar's going to fall off at some point. Yeah.
I don't know. Their defense is solid. Their offense is okay. It's just that offensive line's not good, and Wentz is afraid. Every time the ball is hiked, he looks like he's...
I know you watched that Steelers game. I watched that Steelers game. He was making plays. Yeah, he makes bad plays, but behind that line getting hit as he's getting the ball, he's making plays.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's gonna make plays, but he's gonna end up he's gonna be somebody's backup.
If they don't get him a line, probably, which happens to a lot of people. I think this team is just not giving him enough to play to what he should be.
What have the Eagles been doing the last few drafts? They haven't gotten anything.
They got Rager. They were hoping for him, but he's out. He's injured as all their other receivers.
It's Rieger. 24, we got the Dolphins. I have the Dolphins at 17. I am ready to say the Dolphins are a solid team. I didn't think they were. I thought they'd be okay, and I thought they'd have a lot of problems, but they're moving in the right direction.
They have a good base all around.
They have not looked bad in a game this whole year.
Well, week 1, they looked bad.
Who'd they play? Because I don't remember watching film on them and ever thinking, yeah, they need a lot. I've done that with a few teams.
That was the Patriots.
Well,
Which,
there you go.
they did look bad.
Yeah, they're not that level, right? We had the Patriots in the top 10. They're not that level.
Well, the Bills are top 10, and they went to bat with them 28-31.
I think the Bills are overinflated.
Maybe, but they're still
I think
better.
the Bills need to come back down to earth, and I think everybody has this idea of last year and the Dolphins, and they have them too low. I think they're both maybe not that close, but the Bills need to come down, and the Dolphins
are
need to go up.
overperforming right now.
I don't think so.
I think so.
I think the Dolphins just continue to get better. I think potentially the Dolphins could win 8 games. I think they could be an 8-8 team. I think there's a chance they could be 9-7 playing the crappy Jets twice. I mean, that's 2 free wins right there.
Fitzpatrick has been playing surprisingly very well this year.
But at some point he's going to stop because that's what he does every year.
You're right. And it's usually around past 8 games.
Yeah,
game
somewhere
8,
there.
9.
He'll still have like a game after that, but it's not anywhere near what he does in the beginning.
Yeah, I just think what they're doing right now is they're playing above what the perception is of them, and a lot of them players are young, and they're all buying in, and I think you have a team that could very well be good for a long time to come because they're so invested. They had so many first round picks. They have so many young players, and they're all buying into this system. That
they look good going down the road.
I think they give the Bills a run for their money for that division.
Yeah. I think about 2 years from now they could be a playoff team.
Yep,
they could be.
I agree with that. Yeah.
I think there's a chance they could be one next year or
Flores is doing a lot of good things.
Close this year.
I think though.
Like I said, I think they're an 8-8 team. I wouldn't surprise me if they went 9-7 and they added extra teams to go to the playoffs. I'm just saying I wouldn't.
That would surprise me.
It wouldn't surprise me. I don't think it'll happen, but it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah. 25. 25 is Jacksonville. I think that's fair.
Yeah, they seem to show glimpses that they could be better than that, but then they come back down to earth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say about Jacksonville because you go 1 week and it's like, man, they got the best wide receivers. And then next week they're just terrible.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, then they're terrible. Their defense looks really good, and then like 6 months later, they have one of the worst defenses in the league. Their offense is really terrible, but the defense is really good, and then it flip flops, and it's so inconsistent and all over the place. They have really good pieces. The only thing consistent on that team is a running back, who is an undrafted nobody. So I don't know. You got high first round picks that aren't panning out, and undrafted players that are playing like first round draft picks. This whole team is just bass backwards.
All I know is the Dolphins like it when they see Jacksonville lose because they got their first round pick for next year.
Yeah,
no, they do.
But Jacksonville, I could easily see Jacksonville beating anybody any given Sunday, and I could see them losing to anyone any given Sunday.
Yeah,
that's literally their window. I could see them just messing up and losing to like the Jets. And it's just, they're just like, I don't know, man.
Part is, you can see that happening.
And then the very next week, they could just end up, beating the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Just because that's just the Jacksonville. They're so all over the place. 25 is where you start getting at really bad teams. And I think that's what they are. 26 is Broncos. I think that's way too low.
Really?
I do. I have them ranked low, but this is before.
Now, if Locke and Sutton were both healthy,
Sutton's out for the year, ain't he?
Sutton's out for the year, but Locke,
Hamler's hurt.
Locke is back.
He is, but he's pushing through to play right now.
Well, I know.
Fine isn't back.
No, but what about KJ Hamler?
He's out.
Yeah.
And
I mean, they still have a lot of injuries, but
whole year.
You get your biggest piece back. Not that Locke was amazing, but he was a solid quarterback.
He's better than Ripien.
So this is a little bit higher than where I rank them. But then I heard news about Locke coming back, and I probably would move him up a little.
Yeah.
They're not a bad team. They're just really hurt. I think this team doesn't have enough talent to overcome injuries.
No.
Just like the Niners. I think the Niners don't have enough talent to overcome their injuries.
Maybe.
Teams like the Steelers, they can do it. They're a good team. They're thick in depth. There's two types of teams in the NFL. There's teams with frontal depth, where they just have good people, and then teams like the Patriots, the Steelers, where everybody on their roster is good. And it doesn't really... Injuries hurt, they just don't hurt as much. I think the Broncos, 49ers, they don't have depth. But you get their players back. I think they're a good team. I think they could have probably made the playoffs this year if they were at full strength.
If they were at full strength, maybe. They were close last year. I mean,
I don't know. That division just keeps getting tougher and tougher.
They don't have Miller the whole year. So
Sutton has proved he could be a wide receiver one with a bunch of different quarterbacks.
Sutton's good.
Yeah. He's a good wide receiver. So.
Yeah, but again, with that division, with Chiefs are who they are. Raiders seem to get better. The Chargers are definitely getting better.
That's the worst team in that division.
That's going to be that's a hard division.
Yeah, it's a tough division. I think they're trending the right. And honestly, it's probably a blessing in disguise because they're not quite there. So getting some good draft picks again helps get depth.
Yeah.
Yep. So 27, the Texans.
Which is sad we have them that low.
Yeah, but like I said last week, I think they get more aggressive. And they showed us that they're going to get more aggressive.
They should.
They won this past week. I think there could be a few wins in store for them.
Let's see if they could tie some together now.
Because I think now, they're free from their head coach, and they might go on a little tear just to prove the world wrong. They're going to be aggressive.
You think they beat the Titans this week?
No.
So they're not stringing it together?
No, they're not stringing it together yet.
They're not. I don't. The way the Titans are playing, I don't think they could have beat them regardless. But
got the Packers after that.
Yeah, but you're gonna see a competent football team. I don't think they get beat handily by either one of those teams. I think they get beat handily by one. No, I think. What do you consider handily?
At least 2 touchdowns.
So when I say handily, I think less than 14 points. So I can see them staying within 10 points of these teams. So I think the line's going to be around 9 points. I would play with, this is 2 weeks from now, but like the Packers, if it's 10 points, I'd play with taking them with 10. I think they can keep it close. I think they're better than the perception that they are. But they are 27th, and I think at this moment, that's what they are. But they have potential.
They're trending up.
They have potential, like the Cowboys, that they could actually become better because of the scenario that everyone just threw them in the dumpster. So I don't know. I could see a narrative where the Texans end up being 7-8 wins. I think they'll probably be about 7 wins, 6 maybe. But I think that I could see them at 8 wins. Number 20.
It's tough to do right now.
It's tough to do right now.
I agree.
4?
Yeah. 1-4.
I agree. Yeah, I said 6.
That means they got to win 7 of their last.
I said 6 wins, but I'm just saying I wouldn't surprise me if they got to 8.
All right.
I think they could be
6,
better than they were.
I think they get 6 at the most.
Yeah, I can
for
see
the rest of the season.
But
no,
if they end the season at 6-10 after starting off 0-4, does Romeo Cornell stay as their head coach, or you still think they're searching?
Oh no,
does he want to be?
I don't know. He's
getting 70, old. He was a head coach. He said, or he went to defensive coordinator. Yeah, I'm not sure he really wants to be a coach or a head coach.
That's true. He didn't mind how
maybe.
But.
Yeah, I don't see that happening. Usually they don't hire the midterm or intern.
The Cowboys did with Clappy Garrett.
Yeah. How long did he last?
A lot.
9 years.
No.
Garrett?
Was it that long?
Yeah.
He was the head
Garrett
coach?
was there.
Garrett was the second longest tenured head coach in Cowboys history, behind Thomas Landry.
I didn't know that.
I know it's the second, but I knew he was there for a while.
Yeah. Wow, that's why you guys were so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you should
have. That kick. Good job. Good job. Next time you try better. fucking
Really emphasize the butt pat there.
Well, he did that a lot too.
Football. Yeah, he did. It was weird with him.
He's kind of I'm a borderline creepy.
28 is the Falcons.
I'm starting to wonder if we should have him that high.
Yeah.
I don't know what to make
See
of
what
him.
this coaching change does.
I have them 30th.
This team seemed to like Dan Quinn a lot. They might play worse without him.
No, I don't think the team like Dan Quinn, but I don't think the team's very good. I think
Every single player spoke highly of him. Which I mean, I guess, yeah, if he's getting fired, you want to, but everyone did.
this team has no defense.
No.
It has really inconsistent offense. Like, they're better than the Jets. But I mean, that's
weird. I mean, the talent that's on the Falcons, well, at least the offense, the defense is bad. Matt Ryan, Gurley, Ridley, Jones. Come on.
Yeah, Jones is washed up.
He has not played.
He's not playing. He's supposed to play this week.
I mean, I got a lot of pushback 3 weeks ago when I said I didn't like Julio, and you guys are like, he's fine, and
he just needs to come back from injury.
I don't think he will.
I want to see a healthy Julio Jones again, but I don't think he's washed up, but he's not at the AJ Green level.
I think he can still finish.
Because remember, they came out the same year.
Yeah. I don't think he's as bad as AJ Green. I think AJ Green is droppable, 100%, and I stand by it.
Oh, nobody argue that.
You guys argued with me
you were saying that there are so many guys on the freaking free agency that's so much better than Green. We argued that.
Yeah.
No, AJ Green is droppable.
You're trying to get me to drop him for someone who was out for the year.
I said Jeff Smith, or I said Vincent Smith, but you guys knew it, and we figured out it was Jeff Smith. But anyway, what did he do? Way more than AJ Green. And
I'm not playing him.
Start on a bad Jets team.
It's only bye-week filler.
No, AJ Green. There is no situation ever. We're going to get in this argument again. You want to put me on the board for it?
If you want to, this is you.
AJ Green will never be a starter. There's never a situation where you could feel comfortable on your fantasy team to put AJ Green in.
You're not going to feel comfortable.
He's never a starter.
But let's be honest. The way this season is going with injuries and COVID, AJ Green might be all you've got left.
Yeah.
No, he's trash.
I would take that over a fifth-string receiver.
He's droppable. Right? He's droppable. I think Julio is where you guys perceive AJ Green is where I perceive Julio. He's a guy worth rostering. I don't feel comfortable starting him. And if you do, he's a flex play. I mean, ever.
I want to see him come back.
Okay. I'm just saying, if he has a good game, he would need back-to-back good games, but he's washed up at this point.
I mean, he's not as good as he used to be, no.
No.
But he's still not bad.
No, but the biggest issue is Ridley can't be the wide receiver one on that team.
I think that's why Julio's playing this week, because they need him for Ridley.
That's my point. If you lose Julio Jones, I think they're in trouble because Ridley's just not the guy. I think everybody thought he could be, but he's not the guy. I don't know. There is a learning curve, and it's kind of new to it because Julio's been there, but I don't know.
This is Ridley's third year?
Something like that. He should have taken that step.
I'll say the way the Falcons are going, though, they're going to get the 2, 3, 4th pick. They could probably get the guy this year.
Huh. Yeah. I think they'd lose to the team we have ranked 29. Bengals.
Speaking of AJ Green.
Yeah, I don't like AJ Green.
All right.
But their wide receiver's good. What's his name?
Which one?
The good one.
On what team?
The Bengals.
The Boyd?
Yeah, the Boyd.
The Boyd.
The Boyd.
Yeah, I like Burrow. I like Boyd. I think the Bengals are a bad team, but they're really fun to watch too. Yeah. But I think the Bengals end up above the Falcons.
Yeah, I think they'll get better as the season goes on.
I had the Bengals up a little higher, but
I mean, I had them right where
this is exactly
where they're at now.
Yeah. 20 or 30, Washington. Well, we could just cover this all together because it's pretty obvious at this point. Washington, Giants, and Jets.
Mm-hmm. In that order.
I think, in that order. I think Washington has good pieces in place. I think they're still looking for their quarterback. I think they need a quarterback.
Yeah.
I think they have good talent in certain situations. All their really good talent on their defense is aging out, but they have a good defensive line. They have building pieces there. So this team could easily be, I'm trying to think of an example, like the Dolphins were last year, right? To where the Dolphins are now. I could see that jump from Washington this year to Washington next year. They just need that quarterback.
Yeah.
I think the Giants are just old. I think the whole team is just old and no good. Daniel Jones is fine. I wouldn't give up on him. He's still young, but they need a lot. The Jets need everything because they're going to get rid of Quinnen Williams. They're going to get rid of Sam Darnold. Who's left? Literally,
nobody. They're
one guy.
Is left.
Name me one guy who's left other than the rookie we just got.
Crowder.
Okay, Crowder. He's what, 30?
Something like that. Yeah.
So he's old.
29.
You got
29.
CJ Mosley, who's they're going to get rid of. They're paying way too.
Gone.
They're paying. No, he's opted out. I don't think they're allowed to cut him or trade him. They might be able to trade him, but yeah, they're going to get rid of him. He's too much money for a bad team, so he's gone. The entire roster is completely shaved down to nothing. They literally need a guy everywhere.
Everywhere.
The one person who's good on that team is got to be thinking, "Oh crap," because Mekhi Becton looks like he's the best left tackle in the league.
He looked really
If he's not now, he will be shortly. And he's got to think to himself, I want out.
Can I go too?
Can I go?
with you guys? I'll go anywhere. Let's go anywhere. Just get me out of New York.
Yeah, I don't see the Jets being better next year. I don't see the Jets being better the year after that. I think the Jets have just started a 5-year.
You started the Browns.
No.
Yeah, you're going to start going to that for years.
No, because the Browns, well, I don't know what you know about the Jets, but we haven't been to the playoffs for over a decade.
Yeah, but then you
so
that I'm saying you're going to go back to that.
Has already been going on. We just now have become even worse.
It's going to keep on going.
Right? So I don't remember us ever before the season starts being ranked above 25th. Like in the last decade.
Didn't you go to the playoffs in the last decade?
No.
When was that?
The last time we went to the playoffs was with Rex Ryan.
Yeah, no, when was that?
2008?
Doesn't feel like that long ago, but yeah, it was. Yeah.
Something like that. I can't think off the top of my head. But the Jets have been a bad team, and they're always talking about rebuilding, and then they just tear down everything every year. So they're constantly rebuilding, and every year they're worse than the year before. We were a solid playoff AFC championship game, and then, just missed the wild card. And then, we're 7 wins, and now it's this. The Jets will not win a game whole year.
I don't think they're trying to.
No, I don't think. Usually,
2010 was the last time they made it. So
2010.
It's actually been a whole decade.
Whole decade. So
they actually lost the conference championship.
Yeah, that was the Steelers, wasn't it?
No, it was the who was
that
it?
Last year, I think, was the Steelers.
No, it was the team that won the Super Bowl that year.
That was the Steelers, wasn't it?
Well, they went to back.
They beat the Colts. They beat the Patriots. They lost to the Steelers.
Yeah, that was the back-to-back years, though. So the year before that, they were at the AFC Championship also.
Yeah, and that's why they lost to the Colts that year.
Yeah, they lost to the Colts that year.